What did the arborist say to the tree that was being really rude to him? Hey, cut it out. Well, you know what they say, come for the dad jokes and stay for the gardening tips. And so in today's episode, I've got a great gardening tip for all of you guys. So what is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. I'm super excited for this episode because behind us we have a dwarf willow tree and we need to maintain it. This thing has gotten way out of hand. It's gotten totally overgrown. And I thought it'd be a really good opportunity for me to teach you guys something. Now, before you guys click off and say, well, I don't have a dwarf willow tree, I'm not gonna get anything from this video, you're gonna be missing the point, because the real take home from this video is how to maintain and why it's important to maintain grafted trees. So this is a dwarf willow tree. How is it a dwarf? Well, it only gets to be about 8 feet tall by about 7 feet wide. It's super manageable compared to a full-size willow tree. Now, how does it stay so small and manageable even after 10, 15 years when typically it would be already 20 feet high by 30 feet wide? It would be just absolutely massive by this time. How does it stay so small and manageable? Well, it's been grafted. And the simple way to explain this, if you don't know what grafting is, it's a really kind of long and complex process to explain, but essentially what the person that was raising this tree did was they took a willow branch and they fused it to the roots of a dwarf tree, a tree that would be basically limiting its size, right? A tree that it would only get maybe 8, 10 feet tall by maybe 5, 7 feet wide. And what it does essentially is it tells the top what to do. The roots dictate what the tops do. And so because of that, it allows us to have an 8-foot tall tree. Again, that's very dumbed down, and forgive me if that seems insulting, but it's a complex process, and you can't just graft any tree to, you can't take a pine tree and graft it to a maple tree. It doesn't work that way. So the rootstock is a similar family tree to the willow tree. It'd be the equivalent of taking a peach tree and grafting it to another peach tree, or an apple tree and grafting it to another apple tree. They're all in the same family. The roots of the tree are in the same family as the top of the tree. It just has different traits that control the top growth. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, I apologize. I'll hopefully do a grafting series sometime next spring. I'd love to do it. It'd be really fun. But nevertheless, you can have dwarf willow trees, ornamental trees, but you can also have dwarf fruit trees. Like I said, there are dwarf peaches, there are dwarf plums, there are dwarf apples, there are dwarf citruses as well. I've seen dwarf lemons and limes and grapefruits as well. And so with all these different dwarf trees, what's the benefit? Well, the benefit is that it gives you versatility. I would never in a million years want to plant a willow tree this close to my home. I'd have roots growing into my foundation, and I'd have branches overhanging my roof within a matter of 10, 15 years. It'd be absolutely ridiculous and a very, very poor choice of a tree to plant this close to my home. But because of my limited space, I can grow a dwarf willow tree. I get all the beautiful traits of a willow tree, but just way, way smaller. And that is fantastic. The only downside is I see a lot of gardeners thinking they can just plant a dwarf tree and completely let it go. Never maintain it. They think, well, I did my duty. I planted my tree. I'm gonna let it grow. You could not be further from the truth, because what happens when you don't maintain your tree? Well, just like anything, it can get unmanaged and get out of control. And the reason why it gets out of control has everything to do with the rootstock. You see, the rootstock will ultimately start to take over if you don't keep it in check. The roots will want to grow the original plant that was there. The rootstock would say, hang on a second, we're gonna go wild. And it would start to grow lots of side shoots and sprouts, and in some cases, it can actually overtake the actual tree it was grafted to and start to kill it off. What it does is it starts to say, you're an enemy, and I don't need you, even though it's part of the same plant. This actually happens if you have an implant. If you're an organ donor, and you donate, let's say, your kidney to someone else, their kidney can hang on to it for a little bit, but eventually their body can do what's called rejecting it. And that's where the kidney, the body, even though it's all attached, it's all still there, the body can say, nah, you know what? I don't want you anymore. And it can just basically eliminate the kidney as if it was a foreign object. And so, so that same thing can happen to this grafted tree here. And so what we need to do is we need to come down lower, down to the rootstock, and essentially look at the soil level to make sure that anything that could be essentially killing off this tree is kind of reduced and mitigated. Because as long as you keep it in check, this will stay happy and the rootstock will stay happy and they won't fight each other. All right, so we're gonna freehand this video for a hot second here because you can see up top, way up top there, you can see those leaves don't look like a willow, right? Well, they're in the same family as the willow, but they're not a willow, and that's coming from the rootstock. All these side branches here are basically saying, hey, I want to grow. And you'll notice they're coming from the base. And that's because the rootstock has basically said, you know what? I don't want to grow this dwarf willow tree. I want to grow what I was originally. I want to grow this thing. I want to grow this thing. And so you get this growing instead of this. And it can really damage the health of the tree over time. So what you need to do if you're going to properly maintain these trees is you need to prune out all of that stuff that's essentially rejecting the graft. And so if you uncover all these leaves, you'll find all these little essentially sprouts coming up from the soil. And those are coming up from the rootstock. We don't want those. Now also what you can do is in some cases, I'll throw a picture up of a graft joint. Sometimes the graft is above soil level and you can actually see the graft on the tree. That is really what you want to manage because sometimes they'll come up from the soil, but other times they'll come up from the trunk of the graft if it was grafted above soil level. In our case, it was grafted below soil level. And so I'm just going to come through here and clip all these out. But check this out. Look at this. This is unbelievable, you guys. This is like, you could make a bow and arrow out of this sucker. In fact, I might. Look at this. Look at this. Just keeps going and going and going. There's no branches on this sucker. Just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It's almost comical. So I'm 6'2", and look how tall these things got. And that was from the rootstock. That's stealing all this really precious energy from that dwarf willow tree. I'm glad we got those out. That's nuts. All right, like I said, it's super important to get down really close to the base of this tree so that it doesn't encourage any more of this growth. And this is something that will happen probably just about almost every year. It's it's maintenance. Maintenance sometimes can be done once, but very rarely. And so it's better just to kind of get used to doing this so that you have a tree that is healthy, and every year you're going to be adding this to your kind of garden chores list. But in the long run, you're going to end up with a far healthier, far happier tree. So there you go, there is a super simple tutorial on how to properly prune, it's almost a tongue twister, how to properly prune grafted trees. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to throw a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you're someone that has made this mistake of letting your grafted tree grow. I know I can't be the only one that's grown a dwarf apple tree, and I look at it and I go, it used to be producing beautiful, large-sized apples, and now it's producing crab apples. Or there was another time where I was growing a grafted lemon tree, and all of a sudden it went from growing beautiful lemons to all of a sudden the lemons stopped, almost like a light switch, and I started getting these weird pithy little like tangerines. I thought, that doesn't seem right. I don't know what's happening. But then I looked at the leaves and I thought, well, those are lemon leaves. And those leaves look a lot different. And that's simply because the rootstock was starting to grow the original plant that the rootstock was supposed to be, and it basically stopped producing all the lemons and it stopped producing the apples, and I started getting crab apples instead. And so I cannot be the only one. So if you have experienced this before, let me know in the comments box down below, and let's laugh at our mistakes together. So if you guys did enjoy, please throw that thumbs up there, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Take care, guys. Grow bigger, go home.